All right there, everybody. We are on Pry House doing some eye in the sky, some commentating on War of Rights pub match. We have 250, 260 already. Not bad. It's yeah, it's not bad at all. We're on Pry House. There's a lot of cap recap, and so we're joining things just as they go engaged. It took us a while to get here, but we're now here, and the action is, I think, resuming. I'll try to do eventually we'll try to do a very quick overview of this. It's a Union defending map. We're looking at it from the Union point of view. Union have Zouaves, if you're unfamiliar, and so those are some of the Zouaves. They also have artillery, as you can see. They also have infantry on this side who are getting overrun, but not by much. The rest of the Union artillery is back here, and they look like they've opted to move it back. Now, they haven't done the thing I saw the other night where they moved guns up onto the Pry House, right outside the door of Pry House. That was kind of an interesting little thing. But the CSA, their artillery is out in that field there. That's really all you need to say about arty. You'll know it when it hits, and that's pretty much that. But it's all about, right about the point we're at now. This is pretty close to the point of contention. Yeah, it's like right there. And it's one of those maps that the defenders actually have a chance on. I think it's actually a more interesting map than it seems like it should be. Even though there is this center lane here, there are pushes that will go back off to our left now. There's a little bit that can happen on our right now, but you don't see that happen too much these days. Kind of the arty tends to make hanging out in that field a little miserable, but the CSA, I don't know that they're favored to win on this map as attackers, but it's certainly winnable for the defenders. And it's probably going to come down to what a round of War of Rights, and you can see the CSA, they also have. Yeah, they also have their gun in the road, but it usually comes down to who's leading.
Pull back, Union, pull back, please. Everyone, pull back, please. Let's go.
And we can switch things over to the CSA side. This hill, well, we'll get to the CSA side in a minute. The back side of this hill is pretty pivotal for controlling this side of the map. And there's tends to be more infantry play over here. The Union can actually go into that corner. If they wanted to, they could skirm from behind the barn. The CSA also can use the depression here in this side of the hill. If they can get into this bowl, it does give them some protection. And so controlling this bowl down here is an important way of dealing with the, let's get our directions right, the northeast-east side of Point. Right now, it looks like the CSA is slightly behind, but I don't know if they actually are. Again, we just finished a cap recap when I brought you all in. The attackers do have more tickets, and so they should be able to make it up. But this doesn't look great for the CSA because they only have a few guys shooting against a large number. And so you're generally going to lose that shootout. Here, I wonder if they're actually hitting anything, but it looks like there's a whole lot of blue. Unfortunately, I think I'm the cause of that shadow. I don't know, maybe it actually is the cloud this time. But here the Union is almost on the extreme to which they can go. And you can see that they have this, almost a concave between that unit of Zouaves, and then the other Union company up on the road. Kind of turning this bowl into a bit of a death trap for the CSA. The CSA can always counter punch, and you can see that they have a company there that is ready to cut down these Zouaves in the flank. If they have numbers, I don't know what the CSA's numbers are. They don't seem like, at least on this side, they're showing up, but I see a big butternut and maybe gray horde. I don't know if they're coming here or if they have other plans. We'll see. So it looks like the CSA is opting to leave the bowl now and consolidate in the corn. Where do they go? This Union group wants to stay in contact with them. I get it. It looks like the CSA is putting... They got that nice green flag on this map. They're putting some pressure on the main road. I don't know. I can understand the angle, right? The Union can come out here. They can shoot down this road. That also works in reverse. The Union must feel pretty confident. And looking at the tickets, they have reason to feel confident that they have the tickets to do this. But this kind of seemed like it was going to be a one-way trip for that Union group. And you don't want too many guys here to die out of line trying to get into this. Going after the CSA flag is really not worth it. Because the CSA spawns, you can see that group behind the 2 flags or 3 flags here. Down at that fixed caisson. Yeah, the CSA doesn't have that far to go, and so I guess if you feel like you have the tickets and you want to wipe their flag, you can do it, but there's a lot of time left on that black timer. Well, we'll see. But this is the... I would say that this has become the more active side of the map, and you can see that the Union have a lot here. And I guess the CSA wants to think about it a little bit. But yeah, this is... Whoa! We don't need to do that right now. Certainly the Union's playing with confidence, and they sent the CSA to taking losses first. Union are actually fairly far ahead here, defending. Now your officers, while we have a minute, it's Chungus, Krabby, Lindsay, I don't know who that is, Shadow, I don't know who that is. Joker's here, K, I don't know who that is. So I would say, yeah, I don't know most of the officers. The first couple I do. They're good. The numbers overall 141 to 133, so the Union actually has an advantage here. This is something. Alright, we'll try to move over to the CSA side now that they're here. I think they're... Well, they're trying to cap. They don't have the numerical advantage. That was incredible. I think that guy jumped off of a hay bale. It looked like he jumped off of a hay bale and then got shot with a cannonball. I hope it actually captured. Let's see the Union thinking about coming up. They got the spread formation with the hay bales. CSA just doesn't feel like they're winning this shootout.
Company A.
It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't look like it. And even though there's supposed to be, I don't know, how many infantry, 120, 130 infantry. For the CSA, like, there's this group, a whole lot of Union. Okay. I thought that was a TK, but now I don't. But I don't know if the... Yeah, the CSA, you got some people coming in late now. They got the flags back here to kind of just eternally spawn people in. And I think this is kind of a... This is a bit of a Union flex on them. And, you know, if you can do it, do it. Made it. It's a good looking flag, man. Yeah, you don't want to lose them all. Alright, so the CSA, yeah, they're doing fine on ticket burn, but the relative burn rate to the Union is not good. And you can see the Union have pushed them this far back, almost as far back. That's CSA spawn, where you see those guys getting their loads down there at the end. CSA is attacking, right? And the Union just pushed them off. Paid a bit of a ticket price to do it, but I think that's fine. I think frequently as the Union, you like to have those kind of resets.
You're running charge, get in there, quick, charge.
You might be able to do it on this side. I can't see what the Union's numbers are. Nope, you don't want to do that. If the Union knows that you're that few, they're just going to wipe a couple dozen of you. If they all have loads, you can do it. But see, this is what happens, right? You come up, and they're putting 2, 3, 4x shots into you that you're able to put back at every 25 seconds or so. and you just get whittled down. You never get the momentum you need to push. And again, the the Union's doing a very nice job of kind of forming an L there, right? Maybe that's the I don't know which side is the bottom side and which side is the short side. Maybe the road side with the stone wall is the short side, but it is just extremely effective. The way you begin to turn that, if you're the CSA, is that you also have a group over here that forces that group on the wall to face you. So that way you're at least playing straight up. But you can see from the Union, they're on the high ground, they're using the hay bales, they're maybe playing it a little loose. There's a defilade right behind those hay bales with those Unions standing on it. So if they want to fall back or step back into it, they can. CSA's not being helped by some of these maneuvers, but you can see the CSA is just struggling to get that critical momentum, and then you kind of got to like take the first shot, and then you lean on your greater tickets to return the favor. But yeah, Unions. Just having a very difficult time of it. Yeah, the problem with this constant running up here is that, 6 or 7 of the... Alright, so the Union for some reason pulled back. They were not losing that ticket trade at all. And what this allows the CSA to do is now to assert themselves and now force the Union to kind of get shot if they want to come up and contest this. I don't know, it's like watching a football game where you see a team that's running the football and they're getting like 4 to 6 yards a run, and then they just decide to start throwing it because they're tired of getting first downs, and they go 3 and out, and you're like, what are you doing?
Boys, on me. Let's go.
So the CSA, they've done some right stuff, right? They got this company over here. They forced the Union to form a very wide concave. This feels like a ticket dump. And now you're officerless, but that is just, right, that is just a huge killing field if you want to get into that bowl. So again, what do you do with this if you're the CSA? You don't run into the field and chase them. You hop over the stone wall on the inside, you push up. I understand there's an artillery piece down there. You can shoot it. Doesn't matter if there's 2 artillery pieces or whatever, 8 of you will get knocked down, 1 or 2 of you will die, and you'll respawn before that artillery piece is ready to fire again. So, not a big deal. Alright, now this group is pushing up. Yeah. I mean, staying in the shade with the tree, there is a defilade. If you can see right where his shadow is, there is a defilade there between him and Greg up at that tree, and then where everybody is at this tree. It protects you a little bit from oncoming fire up the road. I don't know if the hill curves enough to protect you from what's going on out in the field. I don't know if it's too early to... It is too early to call it. Yeah. Union's good half morale stage. This is just gotten very bad recently. When it was cap recap, it was pretty much dead even. And for whatever reason, the CSA is just... They've fallen off here. They lost their mojo. Now we'll see what the Union thinks they see. It's these 2 companies that are working to concave any group that's coming up the rest of it. So again, if they're going to shoot you when you're coming outside of the... it's not the fence, it's a wall. You go to the inside and you charge up, and then you turn the wall against them. What the Union companies close to the road will do is they're going to go up, they're going to get in the road. Their arty's probably going to smack you, but it is what it is. And all but one of them gets out.
Steer line, boys, steer line. Form up just a little bit more. Form up just a little bit more. Just maintain your fire. Maintain your fire. Maintain your fire, though.
Yeah, you can assume they're through the bush. Man, you can't see much here.
What a community.
I wonder if the CSA knows that quite the smoke screen in front of them. Holy moly.
No, you stay with your fucking cup. You stay with your fucking cup. I have that cup in my shit.
And you got a few more Union out here. I don't know, man. I can't tell if the CSA is making any progress here. I was looking for casualties on the Union side from the CSA fire, maybe. I mean, these guys are kind of out there. I think that that's accurate. Yeah, I think that's the most likely scenario. That's the CSA. You can just barely make out the flag in the smoke. Alright, I see a little bit of movement by the CSA. I think on the other side of the road, on the far side. I don't know if this is just pure frustration. I see some guys running up for a melee. Yeah, this is just frustration, I think, on the part of the CSA. Or they're going to try to throw a bunch of guys up here and then have a wave go and cap behind this. But that's a lot of tickets to throw. Yeah. So again, if you don't understand what I'm saying, first of all, it's fine. I thought the CSA was setting this up to cap as soon as the Union's about to go breaking. And I thought they were throwing some guys out, kind of eat the Union volley while the main line ran up, stood on cap, and then shot the Union down as they came in. It was probably the only play left for the CSA, but I actually don't think that that was planned. I think it was just a few randos who ran up. Well, it's a bit odd. I mean, Pry House is one of those maps, kind of like Hill's Counterattack, sometimes like Hooker's Push, that can go a long time. Because Cap Recap is certainly in the cards, but I think that happens when it's more even. And it felt like just about the time we started casting, actually, things started going downhill for the CSA. So the Union has a lot of difficult defending assignments. That was an incredible shot.
Yeah, repo that shit. Keep it firing, gentlemen.
If that's where I thought it came from, that was an incredible planned ricochet. Yeah.
Keep shooting, boys. They're charging, boys. Make sure you're paying attention.
Yeah. Remember, the best way to win a melee is by shooting, so.
Charge in, Union, charge in, Union, charge.
The short timer on this map, when the attackers go final push, the Union's really not close to last stand.
Go in, boys, go in. Bayonets and go, bayos and go. We're fine.
Yep, you are. Well, that'll do it. That was pretty cool. almost the outro for this video. That seemed like it might be a blue on blue crime, but well, Artie is firing off some spite shots, but it is over on both sides. Man, that guy just stabbed him and ran. That was impressive. He moved about 7 yards without moving his feet. But all right, those are the things you watch when it's not a close match. But it is a good map, I think, in terms of balance. And that could have been a little close. Yeah, I mean, it's the CSA, you know, as attackers you get more tickets, but you're dying more, and you're still dying a lot more skirmishing, and still a number of out of line. Again, if you hadn't died that way, you would have had more tickets before you win final push. You'd have more time to get the Union closer to last stand, but yeah, anyways, it was certainly well done by the Union. I think I've been very fortunate in the events I've been able to cast here recently, is that it seems like one side frequently puts up a kind of textbook, either an attack or a defense, and I think the Union certainly did it there. And we'll see what we have coming up on the horizon. Maybe we can do another one of these soon, but it was quick, but I enjoyed it. I hope you did too, and I hope to have you back for the next one.